Hi, my name is Nurul Afamiti Azmi. My metric number is 277411. Today, I would like to present about Intangible Heritage from UNESCO website that I have been choose, which is Makyong Theatre. Now we move to background Makyong Theatre. Makyong Theatre is a traditional Malay theatre art that combines acting, voice, gesture, elaborate costume, and instrumental music in a single performance. It originated in the village of Kelantan in northwest Malaysia. The performances are primarily intended for entertainment, but they also serve as ritual associated with therapeutic technique. Experts believe that Makyong appeared well before the Islamization of the country. It was performed as a royal theatre under the direct patronage of the Kelantan Sultanate until the 1920s. Hence, the tradition was perpetuated in a rural context without forsaking the numerous refinements acquired at court, such as sophisticated costume design. A typical Makyong performance opened with an offering followed by dance, acting, and music, as well as improvised monologue and dialogue. Most roles are performed by women, and the stories are based on ancient Malay folk tales, people with royal character, divinities, and clowns. Makyong is also associated with rituals in which shamans attempts to heal through song, dance, and spirit procession. Next, we move to the first domain, which is oral tradition Makyong. Theatre has an intangible heritage domain called the domain of oral tradition. This is due to the fact that theatrical Makyong performance employ a wide range of distinct and individual expression. These offerings will be carried out in accordance with their traditional belief, which is for entertainment or ritual purpose related to the practice of healing. Next, the second domain is instrumental music. The song functions to explain the content of the Makyong narrative, introducing the characters and various dramatic and theatrical elements. Instrumental music is purely to portray various dramatic moods as well as accompaniment to various dance. The persuasive rhythmic pattern in the music are provided by two gendang drums, which are played in an interlocking style by two players to produce resultant rhythmic pattern. The players use specific timbres of sound on each of the drum heads to produce specific rhythmic pattern that accompany the singing and are associated with specific pieces as the drums are hand-hit. The drummers also set the tempo of certain pieces, whether song or instrumental, and provided the overall musical textures with a sense of running beats. Next, the third domain is costume. The costume dress detail is examined in terms of its style, design line, how the costume is arranged on the body, and proportion and arrangement of design element and decorative element, color arrangement, emphasis element, and focal point of the entire costume. Costume for Makyong, the princess and Dayang transform totally and back to use the sarong tie to the bosom style only in modern form, booster or corset. Next, we move to the connection to intangible heritage, which is Makyong Theatre. The first one is theatre. The concept of theatre has a connection because this Makyong performance is a unique performance where this dance performance will involve a bit of unique dialogue and a bit of acting on stage. A story can be presented for several nights in a row in a series of 3 hours performance. In a traditional village setting, performances are held on a temporary open stage built of wood and palm leaf. The audience sits on 3 sides of the stage. The fourth part is reserved for an orchestra consisting of 3 approach fiddle, a pair of double, which is heated barrel drums, and a hanging knob gong, which is louder. Next, the concept that was connected to the Makyong Theatre is percussion instrument. This theatrical Makyong performance requires its own percussion instrument. For example, in this Makyong dance, they use many musical instruments such as fiddle, drums, and lute. The percussion instruments used are traditional. This is because the music requirement is dramatic and important to ensure that all messages can reach to the audience clearly and understand. Lastly, in my opinion, safeguarding intangible culture heritage is about the dissemination of information, abilities, and signification. Additionally, it may also be referred to as transmission or the transfer of heritage from one generation to the next. The conversation places more emphasis on this than on creating tangible manifestation like dance, songs, musical instrument, or craft. Therefore, any protective measure largely related to the consolidation of the various tangible and intangible sequences required for the ongoing evaluation and interpretation of intangible culture assets, as well as for their transfer to subsequent generation. The community itself must always be consulted and involved in the development and implementation of safeguarding measures. Public intervention to protect a community's heritage may not always be desirable because it may distort the signification of that heritage to that community. In addition, safeguarding efforts must always follow the traditional norms governing access to particular expression of the intangible culture heritage, such as those that are sacred or are thought to be a secret. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.